Hola, buenos dias. This is Kaipacho with the weekly Pele report for Wednesday, January 26th of the great year 2022. Whew. The moon is going through Scorpio. Been doing the big let go here, right? And she is conjunct the south node of the moon just before moving into a Sagittarius today. And then she's going to scoot on through Sagittarius. She is going to come into a square with Jupiter, a trine to Chiron, and then move into Capricorn, where she is going to hit what? First Mars, then Venus, then Mercury, then Pluto, and by Monday she is going to have a new moon. We're going to have that new moon happening at the 12 degrees 20 seconds, 20 minutes of Capricorn. Yeah? And then she's going to go into Aquarius. And finally, by our report next week, she is going to be right there in conjunction to Saturn. And here we have made it to the beach. Okay. This is just where I'm staying because I don't know where else to do the report. I got a nice little swimming pool over here. Okay. So anyway, Mercury is, still going back, and it's conjunct Pluto on Friday. Then it's going to continue its retrograde motion until February 4th, and it's going to go direct, and then it's going to come back, and it's going to hit Pluto again going direct by February 11th. So I want to talk about Mercury conjunct Pluto, and that is what, today's mantra is about. At the same time, almost the same time as it hits Pluto on Saturday, the very next day, right? Venus is stationing direct at the 11th degree of Capricorn, and Mars is over there at 4 degrees Capricorn. So we can say that Venus and Mars are going to be traveling together for like 3 months. It's going to be absolutely amazing. The masculine and feminine coming together. All right. And I'm going to talk a little bit more, quite a bit more about that. Yeah. So we have the new moon happening. We've got Venus stationing direct conjunct Mars. We've got Mercury passing by Pluto. I mean, basically, Mercury is conjunct Pluto for a couple of weeks here. So these are the main aspects that I really want to talk about. Last but not least, by any stretch of the imagination, is that the Sun moving through Aquarius is going to square Uranus over there in Taurus on Sunday. And of course, after squaring Uranus, it's going to come around and conjunct with Saturn. So there's the layout, and let me see where I can find the space to do this. What is going on? I just first of all, I just want to say that there's a 90-minute talk that I did a couple nights ago here on the beach with a group of people, and I'm going to upload it to Telegram and Spotify. But I'm not going to put it anyplace else. It's only a recording. It was too dark to record the video, but it gives a 90-minute Pele report, a deeper, wider, fuller presentation of what's happening right now and going forward into 23, 24, 25, 26, and looking at what lies ahead. And it would definitely be censored, so that's why I'm only going up to those platforms. The links to those platforms are down in the notes below. You hit show more, the notes show up, and all the links to all my stuff is there, yeah? And of course it'll be on my website, and you can sign up for my newsletter and receive all the stuff that I'm doing. Anyway. To get to what is going on right now, all I can say is that this is a period of initiation, and I think of the ancient Egyptian initiations were really tests. Is the initiate deep enough strong enough, wise enough to go through. I've gone through this whole Egyptian initiation, down through the pyramids, into the wells, through the waters, with the snakes, with the sirens, with the temptations, with everything, and it is challenging us. It's testing us on every level that we've got, and it's basically a stripping away. So what we can see here is that, Venus came up to hit Pluto. Venus rules the heart chakra. And she's going retrograde, stationing direct. Going to grab hands with Mars. And Venus and Mars are going to descend into this underworld together. And we're going to have this Venus-Mars-Pluto conjunction in March. Yeah, March 2nd or 3rd. Yeah. And so this is a whole month, right? This is 6 weeks. This is a super powerful time. Right now, we have Mercury, right? Mercury conjunct Pluto. It came up before, now it went retrograde. It's going to sit there. It is sitting there, conjunct Pluto, this entire week. The throat chakra, our left brain, linear, logical mind being torn, being stripped away. I want to talk more about that. That's what the mantra is about today. Mars rules the third chakra. Yeah, it has to do with this, and a little bit with the second, the sacral, and also the solar plexus. It is our will, it is our strength, it is our masculine energy. So we have these chakras. It's almost like chakra 2, 3, 4, and 5 are all getting this initiation. And what is this initiation? Number one, it calls for isolation. Like I said last week, we only go down into the underworld alone. We are born alone and we die alone. And the change and the transformation and the evolution occurs deep down inside. And this, I would say, is a time not so much of a download, though it may feel like, oh, I'm getting downloads. Yes, this is a powerful time, but I want to say it's an upload. Pluto rules the root chakra. So we are getting uploaded. It's like boom, from the depths of our soul history. Pluto rules the soul, where we've been in our prior lifetimes. Yes? And as such, I want to also talk about the Pluto polarity point. Cancer, still going on until March of 2023, when Pluto moves into Aquarius. The evolutionary point is going to be Leo for 20 years. Yeah, from 2024 to 2044, we got 20 years of Pluto moving through Aquarius. But right now, we're kind of wrapping up this whole Capricorn energy. And this Capricorn energy has to do with the patriarchy. And it also has to do, of course, with authority. And each one of us becoming our own authority, the author of our own lives. So what this initiation is about, this is like the snake moving out of its skin, shedding the past. And what is the past in this case? The past is dealing with the family structure. It's even dealing with the DNA. It's dealing with our gender selection. It's dealing with everything that we have inherited. So with Mercury conjunct Pluto right now, what's coming up for us from the depths and the core of our being is all of our conditioning. Capricorn is external authorities, mom, dad, grandma, teachers, preachers, political figures, billionaires, authors of books, prophets and gurus that we have followed. All of the conditioning, all of this mental, everything that our attitudes are based upon, everything that the way our monkey mind has been working. Let's not forget that this left brain is a tool of the ego. The ego lives in the third dimensional world of separation. Good, bad, right, wrong, yes, no, in, out. And if we're going to bump up, and this age of Aquarius is about raising the bar, it's about bumping up. We have to bump up out of dualistic, polarized reality into, right, the law of three, right, the ascend, the movement upward, above, outside, beyond polarity. So we're leaving the box behind. But all we know is the box. Maybe we know every corner of the box. Maybe we've been hitting our head against the side of the box. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, you know, but at least it's been something, you know, even bumping up against it, even rebelling against authority, even, you know, it still has given us a structure, a sense of self, an identity. Whether that identity has been our job, or, you know, what we're doing for income, you know, that we're married, or that we're single, or that we're a man, or we're a woman, or we are this or that. We have all of these structures from the past that have formed our identity, who we think we are. And as we bump up, as we move out of this box, like the rocket ship taking off, yes, you know, towards far distant realms of space, towards a higher understanding of who we are, of what life is about, of why we are here, it's scary. There's nothing to hold on to. There's no more box. There's no more fighting or struggling or rebelling or being suppressed or being dominated or being imprisoned, or, you know, if we move and we bump ourselves up out of this box, we're kind of like floating around, you know, like the bird learning how to fly. We're getting kicked out of our nest, and it's freaking scary. This is a very scary time, so we can all kind of get this sense. Think of a scary time. That's the National Guard, man. Yeah. I love it. Nothing like a dose of reality when you're in Mars in Capricorn. Mars rules soldiers and uniforms. And we can be dealing with soldiers in uniforms right now. We can be dealing with all the external authorities. And here's the movement, here's the evolution, here's what the mantra is about. I'll tell you what, it's easy to be still and meditate in the jungle by the cenote when nobody's around, right? You know, it's simple to shut out the world, stay in our bedroom, you know, get our, you know, uploads, our downloads, our, you know, our spiritual juice. But Capricorn, with Venus, Mars, Mercury, Sun, Moon, Pluto, hello. Capricorn is out in the world, maintaining this inner core, becoming our own inner authority in the face of pressure, expectations, other people's demands. So this also has to do with boundaries. This has to do with knowing when to say no. This has to do with maturity, and that becoming an elder and saying, no, not now. I have to do a video. You know, no, not now. I can't go swimming. I have a duty. I have a responsibility, or however it shows up in your life. This is a time where I want to say, this is what this mantra is about. Letting the soul take the reins of the will, Mars. And it's like the reins of a horse. Just think if you're the stagecoach driver, and the will is a team of powerful 6 horses, you know, and they just want to take off. Maybe they see a coyote out there or something. Ow! Right? It's up to not our ego, not our mind, but a deeper, rising up from our solar plexus, from our body, from our will. Rudolf Steiner talks about the will is in the limbs, the memory is in the limbs. So this is about doing more than just thinking. We still the mind. And as we still the mind, it's necessary for us to trust something else. We are not our thoughts. This trusting our will, we have not been taught to trust our will. We have not been taught to trust our instinct. We have not been taught to trust our bodies. Capricorn is Earth. All these planets, this new moon happening in Capricorn, in the sign of the sea goat, has to do with this trusting ourselves, our inner authority, and then willfully, in cardinal sign, initiating our movement forward from our deepest core soul self. And what the mantra, not just the mantra, I want to talk to you today also about this new moon at 12 degrees 20 minutes. I'm going to read you the Sabian symbol for the 13th degree of Capricorn. It sets the tone for this next month, the new moon. It's the seed. And in a way, this Sabian symbol has to do with the seed. The seed lies within us. The seed is our soul. And this seed contains within it the future. We hold within us the future. We're gonna, we are coming more and more becoming into masters of creation, where we create our realities. And that creation is already within us. And what we're doing, we're stripping away to the seed kernel. And we want to then project and create, not be a victim of the wetico. Yes, not be a victim of what's, apparently this, a whole social, collective, conscious, psychosis happening out there. But no, boom. We project our inner world out and create this age of Aquarius. So it has to do with, actually, it's so funny because it mentions astrology. Again, if you're not familiar, you can download the PDF of this off my website under the resources tab. And so it is a barometer. The symbol that the psychic saw for this degree of the zodiac is a barometer. Yeah? The ability to discover basic natural facts that allow us to plan in advance for action. Here we are no longer dealing with ascent or descent, but with natural laws which involve causal relationships. Cause and effect, karma, what goes around comes around. The causal relationships and the passage of one natural condition to another. The barometer registers air pressure, and a change of pressure today gives some indication of what the weather will be tomorrow. In a sense, this is the modern equivalent, scientific equivalent, of archaic prognostication through omens. Likewise, animals grow a more or less thick fur in early autumn according to whether the winter will be more or less severe. Planning for the near future is a possibility because the potential or seed of the future is already operating at the core, the soul of the present. Yeah. So this tells us, by whatever means and whatever level of consciousness, a knowledge of causal progression. In the broadest sense, this implies an awareness of cyclic processes, and this includes astrology. The key word here is anticipation. We can anticipate, right, a future reality, a future age of Aquarius, a future society, by tapping right now into the seed core of what we ourselves want to create and become the co-creators of this future society. So the mantra for today is that inner silence is the key to knowing all that I am. It stills my mind and allows my soul to take the reins of my will in its hands. This inner silence, it has to do with surrendering. A lot of people have a hard time meditating, and I'm going to say this comes with practice. Don't be frustrated, upset, or irritated if you just like sit down and close your eyes and you can't stop thinking. I mean, this like I say, practice makes perfect. It's like practice takes time. And so you may still your mind for a second, for 2 seconds, for 3 seconds, and then another thought pops up. Don't fight it. Don't block it. Don't suppress it. Don't start a war within yourself. This inner silence has to do with attaining inner peace. Pranayama, long, deep breathing, focusing on that I inhale slowly to the count of 8. And then I feel, and you know what helps me stop thinking is when I stop breathing. If you suspend your breath, you suspend your thought. So, inhale and surrender, let go of breathing. And then notice the turnaround to the inhale, and slowly inhale and pause at the top. Suspend the breath at the top, and this stills the mind. And as you pause that breath, as long as you can, then slowly release, exhale, let go, down again, and repeat this process of long, deep breathing, and still that mind. And as you clear that mind and you come into this inner silence, and the mind is stilled, you are still present. You are still there. You are the observer. You are the thought thinking itself. So we move into this place of the witness, and there we allow, there in that stillness, you allow your soul to emerge, and you connect that energy with the team of horses, with that will, and you trust that instinct, you trust your body, you trust that authority to say, and to commit to this is my path, this is my truth, this is my way. And it may not be the way of your ancestors, and it may not be the way of your friends, and it may not be the way of your children, but it is your way. And you will find We will emerge out of this place, okay, of isolation, separation. This is all part of the timing. And just wait. Venus and Mars will conjunct at 0 degrees of Aquarius and move on, right through Aquarius. Yes, moving later on into March and April. So this is a very, very powerful time period. And just know that you're doing the deep dive, and the deeper you go, the more Kundalini you will contact, and the more power you will gain, and then you will reemerge in a new way, with a new identity, with a new path, and you will connect with like-minded souls. So trust the process. Trust your process. And I'll leave you with that for today. One more time. Right. Inner silence is the key to knowing all that I am. It stills the mind that my soul may take the reins of my will in its hands. May your soul take the will in its hands. Namaste. Aloha. So much love.